Isaiah 60 isn't just a promise. It is your season. Today we're looking at the key points in Isaiah 60 and I encourage you to read Isaiah 60 before you enter into the new year. Number 1, arise, shine. God is calling you out of darkness. Verse 1 to 2. Isaiah opens up with a powerful command. Arise, shine, for your light has come. This is not a passive encouragement. It is a call to action. When darkness covers the earth, God's glory rises upon his people. This chapter reminds us that God's people are not meant to blend into darkness, but to stand out as carriers of his light. The key idea here is darkness does not cancel God's promise. His glory shines brightest in it. Number 2, God's glory attracts others. Verse 3 to 5. When God's glory rests on his people, nations are drawn to it. Kings, resources, and influence begin to flow towards what God is doing. This is not about self-promotion, but about God's presence creating impact. God expands vision. Lift up your eyes and look about you. Fear, small thinking, past losses are replaced with joy, growth, and expectation. The key idea here is God's glory in your life is meant to bless others, not just you. Number 3, restoration brings provision. Verse 6 to 9. Isaiah describes wealth, resources, and honor coming in abundance, not for luxury, but for worship and rebuilding. What was once lost is now restored, and God provides what is needed for his purpose. Ships come from afar, sons and daughters return, and God's name is honored. The key idea here is when God restores, he always provides. Number 4, God rebuilds what was broken. Verse 10 to 14. Former enemies now help rebuild the city. What was once God's power now serves God's purpose. What once oppressed God's people now serve God's purpose. Shame is replaced with honor. Rejection is replaced with recognition. God promises to make his people an everlasting joy and pride. The key idea here is God can turn past oppositions into testimony. Number 5, from shame to everlasting joy. Verse 15 to 18. God promises a complete exchange of shame to honor, violence to peace, despair to praise. No longer will fear rule. God himself becomes the protector and provider. The key idea here is God doesn't just fix things, he transforms identity. Number 6, the Lord becomes your everlasting light. Verse 19 to 20. This is one of the most powerful moments in this chapter. God says he will be your everlasting light. No more dependency on temporary sources. God's presence becomes constant, unending, and sustaining. The key idea here is when God is your light, nothing else controls your direction. Number 7, sudden growth and divine acceleration. Verse 21 to 22, Isaiah ends with hope and acceleration. The smallest will become a mighty nation. I am the Lord, in his time I will do this swiftly. God promises growth, increase, and perfect timing. What feels delayed is not denied. The key idea here is God's timing brings sudden breakthrough. The big takeaway for today is God calls his people to rise, not hide. His glory attracts favor, influence, and restoration. What was once broken, rejected, and delayed can be rebuilt and accelerated. Obedience positions us for God's light and timing. In closing, I would like to ask you a question. Where is God asking you to arise and shine, even when darkness feels heavy? God bless you. Have a wonderful new year full of God's presence.